Hello everyone, Bashar here. So they have finally released that patch, and I don't know why they go, they count the alphabet instead of doing just 0 to 1, but yeah, the patch is called 0 to F, and they have sadly done it again. They have sadly spat in our faces once more, I would say. I'll go over it and you can share your thoughts with me. So guys, we have the respecting ascendancy classes. That's very nice of them, right? I'm gonna be honest. I don't wanna be a hater, or I don't wanna be a fanboy. I just wanna call them out on the crap they are pulling off and commend them on the stuff they do right. So guys, as you know, once you have ascended, you were stuck with the ascendancy. Yeah, that could be somewhat frustrating. Imagine you have a level 90 plus something character, right? And you wanna reroll from a blood mage into a lich or something, right? And you just had to level a new character. Now you can, and the condition for that is you can't do it very easily. You have to finish a trial of chaos or trial of schemas that would be granting you the amount of points that you already have. So for example, guys, if you had 8 points, you would have to finish a trial of chaos or trial of schemas that would grant you 8 points. The mic is a little bit far away. Let me pull it here so you can hear me better. Okay. And if you had 6 points, you would have to finish a trial that would give you 6 points, and so on, right? And after you finish the trial, you can talk to either Balbala or the trial master to respec. You would have to unspec all of your points before you can do that. In the current, so for example, you are a Deadeye, you want to respec into a Pathfinder. You wouldn't, but let me do it correctly. You are a Pathfinder and you want to respec into a Deadeye, so you would have to unassign all of your Pathfinder points so you can reroll into a Deadeye. And they also did something else. I guess Trial of Chaos was too challenging. So because this is only for Trial of Chaos and not Trial of Schemas, in Trial of Chaos, in order to receive 6 points, right? It says 4 here, but I'm guessing it means 4 additional. In order to receive 6 points, the minimum ultimatum that you need to do was level 60. Now it's 55. So guys, if you do a level 55 Trial of Chaos, you will be able to earn your 6 points, right? And keep in mind that these are cumulative. So for example, if you have not done any ascendancy, I don't know why you wouldn't, but let's say you haven't done any ascendancy and you do it at level 55, you will be getting all 6 points. So you would be getting your ascendancy and your first 2 points after killing the first boss on floor 4, and so on, right? And the one that gives you full ascendancy was level 75, and that has been nerfed down to level 65, which means, guys, ascendancy is much easier now. I'm guessing they didn't touch Trial of Schemas because it was easy enough. I don't understand. I mean, what they did was, though, on patch 02's release, they have reduced Zarok the Temporal's, the final boss's HP. So there is that. And that will, of course, increase the value of level 55 and level 65 ultimatums, because, the path of least resistance, right? You want to do your ascendancy, but you want to do it while engaging the weakest monsters possible. So that would be that. 65 is, by the way, quite easy, I would say, right? Doable. But keep in mind, in Trial of the Chaos, you would have to, pay, right? In Trial of Schemas, you just go and beat Zarok at the end without paying anything. But at the end of Trial of Chaos, you have to put in the 3 fragments, which are probably above a divine now, all 3 combined, and then you have to fight a trial master. Keep that in mind. But yeah, 65 is pretty good. So charm changes, this is what I was waiting for, and this is what I was talking about when I said they did it again. They spat in our face again. So let's take a look at this. Belts level 30 and above will now have implicit modifiers with 1 or 2 charm slots, while belts above level 60 and above now have implicit modifiers with 1 to 3 charm slots. And here comes the finger. This only affects new belts found after the patch has been deployed. So guys, if you have a nice belt, like I do have a pretty nice belt, 160 life, total of 60 elemental resistances, 20 chaos resistance, beautiful belt. Nope, one slot. Right? The new ones will have that variance. So we can't get more charm slots on belts anymore, but they have said that there will be a way to equip more than 3 charm slots in the future. That will happen. Xerxes, Genesis, and Ingenuity unique belts no longer have additional charm slot modifiers, though existing versions of these items are not affected. Bijuborn has intentionally kept its resistance charm slots for now. In the future, we will be expanding maximum possible charm slots to 6. Okay, 6. Wow. Okay. Massively increase the values on the prefixes that restore life, mana, or grant guard when charms are used. You can update existing items to the new values with a Divine Orb. Why would you? You could just buy a new one. Right? Divine Orb is, mighty valuable, and charms have never been very expensive. I mean, I guess these would be a little bit more expensive, but still, guys, I would say they would be worth a few exalts. Don't ever do this, okay? Don't follow this advice. This is the worst advice I have ever seen. All charms but the golden charm is the rarity one, have their maximum charges halved and their charge per used halved, making them refill more quickly. That's nice, but they haven't helped us. I thought maximum charges doubled or something. So guys, a freeze charm will still be able to be usable only once, but it will be able to be used a little more frequently because, for example, a freeze charm, which is commonly used, has 80 charges, right? And it uses 80 charges on use. So in order to use it again, you have to get 80 charges. Now it will have 40 charges, and you will have to fill 40 charges before you can use it. I mean, it's a bit of a buff, but so minor. The base duration of Stone Charm, that's the stun charm. The base duration of the Stone Charm has been increased from 2.5 seconds to 3 seconds. Okay, I mean, yeah. Yeah, but guys, I'm so disappointed. I was waiting for this change with great enthusiasm, and I have bought a really nice belt yesterday, and boom, yeah. One modifier. And thing is, guys, you can't divine your old belts because the thing is, I think I have the game open. Let me show you. Yes. Okay, so this is my beautiful belt. As you can see, right, it's very nice. Life, high elemental resistances, and chaos res. And as you can see, belt charm slots 1. It's not part of its text, right? It's up there, and you can't modify it. Now, the newfound belts, I could have a few in my stash. Let me try to show you. Yes. Take a look at this. Has 3 charm slots. As you can see, it's an implicit, right? So that can be divined. So the thing is, they didn't even move that line to the implicit. So for example, guys, I could have, taken the risk and divined mine to get the more charm slots. Nope, it's not possible. I mean, it's not even achievable. You cannot divine your old belts in order to get more charm charges on them. And as you can see, this belt is pretty good. It's worth a few divines. So, I would have thought about it, but yeah. No can do, yeah. Now 40 charges. Sure. Let's go back to the patch notes. New stash tab affinities, socketables, fragments, breach, expedition, and ritual. So guys, what does this mean? This means that you can give that tag to a specific stash tab that you have. So this doesn't mean they will be selling new stash tab for these items. You can just mark a stash tab as such. So for example, I should have something that's empty here. Okay, somewhat empty. As you can see, guys, we have these now: socketables, jam, expedition, ritual. So I do expedition, and everything that's marked as expedition goes in there. Can I mark? Oh, I can mark both. That's pretty nice because I kind of have a tab like that. Yeah. You try it. Socketables, expedition. So tablets go there, and breach. Okay, there's a simulacrum there. Oh, why does the simulacrum go there though? That's a little bit weird. There is a delirium tab there. Okay, let me try this. What's this doing there? Where is it going? Am I seeing things? Okay, that goes there, that's fine. That also goes there. Okay, these go here, that's good. But where did that greater room go? Okay, let's solve that mystery later, but this is good. So the tablets. Okay, tablets go here as well. But let me try this, actually. Okay, so tablets are not one of those categories, right? Breach, socketables, and expedition will go here. Ritual. What does ritual entail? Anyway, let's go back to the patch notes. Atlas bookmarks, that's pretty nice, right? Because guys, especially at the end of season, you know, huge areas will be discovered, and sometimes you want to find some sweet spot, and now we can bookmark them. Added the ability to bookmark locations on your atlas to find them easily later. Right clicking a node will allow you to create a bookmark by picking an icon, an option adding a label that you can type in. That's nice. You can have up to 16 bookmarks. That should be enough, I would say. They will appear as icons as outside the screen with a direction allowing to scroll them easily. Yeah, beautiful. That's very well done. And game changes. Now pinnacle bosses have unlimited respawn attempts at difficulty 0. So, you know, they want you to kill them at difficulty 0 at the very least. Tower and hideout maps now have a higher minimum number of rare monsters that can spawn. That's good. The final rare monsters defeated in tower hideout maps will now drop a map of the same tier as long as you know face on chance. Okay, it's not required. UI tracking. Okay, so we can now see rare and unique monsters in unique tower and hideout maps. That's also good. Crafting changes. This is pretty nice. As each new rune tier is unlocked, we are removing the lower runes from the drop pool. This is to stop you getting spammed with lesser runes at high levels. This is beautiful. Lesser runes no longer drop past level 31. Medium runes no longer drop level 52. So guys, we are gonna get greaters only. This is beautiful. I have played it a little bit earlier. This is beautiful. Overall, past level 52, you will now drop more greater runes than currently, but lesser than normal runes no longer drop. I'm okay with that. Rogue exiles will always have the appropriate tier runes socketed onto their dropped items. Sure. Scepters can now have sockets, and we've added a new set of talisman modifiers for scepters to allow upgrades to minions at mid to late game. Sure. Totem changes. Yeah, they were dying a little bit too much. I think they added resistances. So at level 20, they will have 75 all resistances and 35 chaos. Okay. Ironwood support now also grants totem summoned by support skills plus 10 max all res. Sure. Okay. Light stun changes. Moderately reduce the capacity for monsters to light stun you, especially towards cruel and endgame, by lowering the amount of stun damage they deal. This is pretty good, right? I have been stun locked and killed a few times. Quite a few times, maybe, to be honest. Increases the minimum they must deal to light stun you. Additionally, elemental chaos and range stun damage has been penalized even further. Okay, that's also pretty nice because, you know, those venom crabs, etc. are pretty nasty. We've added a cluster to the passive skill tree near chaos inoculation that allows you to invest a heavy amount of stun and ailment threshold, but based on your energy shield. Yeah, why am I reading like this? I don't know. Allow you to invest a heavy amount of stun and ailment threshold based on your energy shield. So guys, chaos inoculation needs it because stun threshold is based on your life, and upon picking chaos inoculation, your HP becomes 1. You get the point, right? It is pretty nasty. Player changes. Shard scavengers. Okay, I don't know that. I'm not going to comment about that stuff. Shockwave's totem is a little bit buffed. Storm Lance, Ray Shield, Fire Exposure, and Lightning Exposure supports. Okay, so they have been clarified. There is no real change. Okay, small stuff. Equip gem section to the gem cutting interface, so you know what's okay. Radiator borders. Items available to purchase from vendors, sure. Greater Rune of Tiding now provides 1 to 100 lightning thorns instead of 1 to 10. Wow. I'm immediately going for lightning thorns build. Thank you very much. Attribute runes have a more proper... What are these? Breach Hands can now drop splinters at all levels. That's nice. This starts slow and increases with the rare level, similar to splinter drops from Master. So the thing is, guys, they have also increased the amount of splinters that drop, right? They haven't said that, but you know, I have seen this. So guys, I was able to play very little today, but after the patch, but you know, I opened a greater hand with almost no quantity and I got 6. I have never seen 6, right? Even in season 0 with quantity, etc. And a normal hand dropped like 3 for me, so there is that. That's nice. Monster changes. Immured Fury, which is the cleansing boss. So guys, it is a boss that can appear on certain class maps. Yeah. Okay, so this is important, I would say. Azak Brutes, Azak Maulers, Azak Stalkers, and Undead Wild Guards have had the frequency they use, such as Grand Slams, reduced and the cooldowns increased. That's a little bit of an inverted sentence, but yeah, those were nasty and they have been fixed. Adjust the behavior of Venomous Crabs, Venomous Crab Matriarchs, and Constricted Spitters. Yeah, these have been a nightmare for me, thankfully. Adjust damage dealt. I'm hoping adjusted means lowered. Yeah, there are a lot of monster fixes. Let's not go over them one by one. Okay, we have a lot of bug fixes. Okay, that's pretty good. So guys, we are getting only greater runes from now on. We need to get a new belt to get 3 charm modifiers. And keep in mind, guys, if you have a very nice belt with very nice modifiers, you can just divine it to hit the 3 charms. But keep in mind, of course, you know, you could also buy a decent belt for 1 divine. So the belt that you are going to be divining, if you are going to do that, needs to be a very good one, or you know, you could just, as I said, buy another. And thing is, also keep that in mind, when you divine a belt, right, there is only a 1 in 3 chance, right, 33% chance that you hit 3, right? You could fail repeatedly, right? So I'm guessing, unless your belt is, you know, extremely good, it's a better idea to just, you know, buy a belt with 3 slots. I wish we had an orb that re-rolled the implicit only. Yeah, you know, something that's cheaper, because you know, divines are extremely expensive for that kind of stuff. So there is that, guys. I like the stuff, but you know, I'm very disappointed about the belt, right? You know, I was very much looking forward to a stun charm, because you know, I have a freeze charm and I was waiting for this patch to equip a stun charm, and now I can't because my belt is really good. You know, finding one that's similar is going to be quite the pain. Yeah, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let me think about you. Let me know what you think yourself, and I'll see you on the stream. Bye bye.